Now, I'm going to, actually, first I'm going to check my time because I do run on as a little bit. If you were at opening ceremonies, they weren't joking. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm good, I still have time. All right. Now, this is a topic that's personal to me, that is important. I've been a member of the furry fandom for years. Enough years that I don't care to talk about it. A lot of people treat us like freaks. A lot of people will look at us and say, wow, what a bunch of weirdos. Now, some of that is unfair. Some of that is just people looking at us and saying, that's different. But let me tell you a little story. Just as I'm take a sip of my drink, because if I don't, I'm going to die. And that won't make for a very good panel at all, unless you're into that kind of thing, in which case, door's right there. At a furry meet, I used to organize local furry meets before I moved away. Sucks. And at one of our furry meets, which we usually chose restaurants. We used to go to Jason's Deli when it was not where it is further off. And we had a guy who has since fixed his stuff up. He has become what I consider a responsible furry, and I'm really happy about that. So he came in, and he sat down, he was eating with all of us, and he said, I heard him loudly talking. I'm sitting there, I'm eating my food, and he's off to the side. He's like, I like to troll people. I'm just like, he's like, keep in mind, loud voice. He's like, yeah, I like to troll people, pictures of bestiality. Keep in mind, restaurant, loud voice. I like to troll people with pictures of bestiality. I was like, I had to take that guy aside afterward and say, you know what, it's fun having you here, but if you do that again, I'm going to ask you to leave and never return. Because we all have that ability, we have that responsibility, we can make the difference in the fandom. If we want people to treat us like we're not freaks, we have to stop acting like we're freaks. You can't blame people for seeing what they see. If you're running around outside on all fours howling at the moon, what do you think people are going to think? It's not their fault. They're looking at us running around on all fours howling at the moon and going, oh, that's what a furry is. Here. No, don't get too close, it might bite. Now, 20... Too many jokes. Now, there used to be a fandom full of people that were socially awkward. They had unusual habits, didn't necessarily work with the norm. They liked to dress up in costumes. A lot of them liked to perform. That was a big fandom. And they were regarded as freaks. You may have heard of them. They're called Trekkies. It's true. The Star Trek fandom used to be exactly where we are right now. You know what happened? They grew up. They got respectable jobs. They started monitoring each other. They started getting to the point where if you're acting up, I say, hey, dude, no, stop it. It's that simple. 99% of the time, he'll go, oh, sorry. Now, there's always that one jerk who won't, but that's when you just kind of go, okay, you do your crap over here, and we're just going to be over here in the non-crazy section, and you distance yourself from that guy. Social pressure is a thing, a very powerful thing. This is, to me, primarily a social thing. We know each other. I show up, and people are, hey, Steve. People I haven't seen in a year. Hey, Steve. Give me a hug. Stop touching me there. Now, I have seen people come into Furry Fiesta, not this year, but in past years, cheerleaders and such. Yeah, it's like that. And they point and they laugh, and they make fun. And you know what? I don't care. Why should any of this? There are always going to be, no matter what you do in your life, I don't care if you walk away from the furry fandom and you join a monastery, in which case, send me a postcard. No matter what you do in your life, there is always going to be somebody there who will piss in your Cheerios for the joy of watching you have piss-covered Cheerios. You can't give them that power over you. You have to take the Cheerios and mush them in their face. So there you go. You don't have to care about these people. They don't matter. If you give them that power, they'll have it and they'll use it. There will always be people who will look at furries and make fun of us for being who we are. Now, we should improve who we are. But even if we do that, there's going to be people who will piss in our Cheerios. And you just have to dump the bowl. You just have to say that doesn't matter. Because, well, quite frankly, why do I care about some schmuck on the street things? Who are they? What impact do they have on my life? Why am I giving them value? Everybody has opinions. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one, but I don't want to see yours. Now, going back to the whole furry gathering thing. Oren, get your butt up here. That's right. Although in this case, you're going to be a good example.
This is new ground for me.
I know. This is experimental, people. Bear with me. So, what are you a fan of aside from furry?
Anime, video game.
Anime? Have you seen what they're doing with FMA?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they're remastering it. If we're sitting in a restaurant right now, we're now invisible.
Pretty much, we're background.
We are, no, we're not even background. We are invisible. Because we're talking about something that no one else knows. Nerd chatter is a cloaking device. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. Nerd chatter makes you invisible. Don't talk about how many songs you like, but...
Have you seen that new tentacle porn anime? Because then every eye is going to go...
I will propel you through that wall, sir. Sit your butt down.
$20 to do that.
I see where that pentagon was going.
Yeah, you took your spot while you were
Okay, bad example. But the point is, nerd chatter makes you invisible.
Now he's pouting.
If you talk about good. You sit there and think about what you've done.
You didn't do a
Excuse me, Walks, I forgot what I did.
But actually, you were a great example, despite your best efforts. If you talk about things, if we talk about anime, like I talk about Fullmetal Alchemist and the remaster and the other thing, people are like, okay, cloaking on. If he talks about tentacle porn, cloaking off. Because you use the P word.
Tentacle? Wait, I'm sorry. Oh.
Yes, tentacle. That's what the P word is. I feel like Lois Black here.
You're welcome.
If you make people feel weird around, if you make people listen to you talking about stuff that will make them uncomfortable, they'll feel weird about you. If you alienate people, they'll be alienated. If you talk about weird stuff, people will think you're weird. It's funny how that works. We control, to some degree, the opinion that people have of us. Now, I need a volunteer on you.
Not it.
Yes, I know, not it. Oh God. Now, I'm going to go over some behavior that I see. Acceptable and unacceptable. So, we haven't seen each other in a while. Hey, how's it going? Acceptable. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? Is it weird yet? It's weird. Hugs. Keep one for like 5 seconds, unless you're giving a tender embrace, in which case, why are you doing that in front of everyone? Pro tip, no good reason. Turn around. Scritches. Acceptable. Scritches. you. Is it weird yet? If I'm wearing a hole through your shirt, that's too much. Okay? Keep it to a few moments. This part I'm not going to demonstrate. I have seen people grow and fondle in public. There is a guy who used to think it was hilarious to, let's just say, tweak them. Except that he'd do that in the... Don't worry, I'm not going to not till later. But he'd do that in the hotel lobby, and I'm just like, no. God, I really do feel this black.
Wait till the after party, people.
No.
Here's another one. Arf! Furry convention. Normal. Restaurant. Not normal. Keep your barking, your animal sounds, that stuff, among other furries. You don't have to throw that out into the world, because if you do, guess what? Everybody's going to see it, form their opinions, and they're going to think that we howled the moon. So I personally just do. Yes, bestiality guy. Keep your discussion of adult topics out of a public forum. That's not a public forum, I mean, of course, a restaurant, a bowling alley, not your online forums, in which case you do whatever you want, just get in. Let's see here. Here's one that I've seen. In fact, here's one that I've seen Staffer do. Not you, I'm just saying.
Fair enough. I lose track of myself.
If you're going to draw in public, that can actually be really cool. I've seen people draw stuff in public and have other people walk over and go, oh, that's really awesome. Then you draw a gigantic horse stick on it. That's not awesome anymore. Now you're being creepy. See how narrow that line is? That long, medium ring bearing line? There's normal and there's creepy. Normal, art in public. Awesome, art in public. Unless you're shit at it. In which case, normal, art in public. Creepy. Dog dicks in public. We don't do that. Why would you do that? I see that. I've seen that. I saw that on Wednesday.
Was it really?
Yes. And the hotel person walked in, and it was like, I kind of, like, the sketchbook was like here, and I was kind of like, hey, how's it going? Kind of obscure, because, it was like the thing.
It's right.
And I was like, no, don't do that. But it happens. And so, I've always said, the more you think you don't need this panel, the more you need this panel. The most tragic thing about furry common sense is the people who need it the most will never see it. What else we got? Okay, this is one that might burn a few buttons. You've got a neat tail. Are you planning to go in a restaurant later?
Yeah, I'll be.
You're going to be taking it with you?
I'll be taking it off.
Good. Neat. Go to a restaurant? Don't go.
Oh,
I see fursuiters who claim persecution because they want to wear their fursuits in a shopping mall. The problem is most fursuits, a full fursuit will obscure your face. And then if the camera catches you going, yeah, there's no shot of your face. They don't like that very much. Ask first, call the mall. Fursuiting in a shopping mall can actually be awesome. Call the mall first. Hey, I want to do a thing. I'm going to be wearing a costume. Is that okay with you? If they say no, well, that's life. If they say yes, hey, great. You have permission. We have
99% of the time, they will say, hell no.
Yeah. Most malls will say no, and that's completely within their right. They are taking a chance if they say yes. Respect the fact that most of them won't want to, because that's cash out of pocket if something happens. Now, I'm going to recite 3 words that make me want to have an aneurysm every time I hear somebody sing.
More cowbell?
Thank you for your help. Would you hit him, please? One good punch.
Away from the cameras.
Okay. Please call me.
Might as well.
Away with you! seen at this convention this year somebody talking about going out to a restaurant and trying to freak the mundanes. Oh my God, I hate that phrase so much. Not just because of what it implies, because most people think the way you freak the mundanes is acting like an idiot in public, and we don't need that kind of press. Not just because of that. Okay, I want everybody in the room to put their hands in the air. Put a hand in the air. Okay? Now, if you are not a fan of Star Trek, lower your hand. Okay? If you are not a fan of Babylon 5, lower your hand. If you are not a fan of Pokemon, lower your hand. Okay, that was a bad example. If you are not a fan of My Little Pony, lower your hand. Okay? Now, if I keep going, everyone's going to have their hand down. Everybody who has their hand down in this room is a mundane. We are mundanes to someone else. Everyone else, and there are millions of fandoms out there. Oh, no, you know what I mean? Bless you. Get your freaking hand down. You're losing friends. The point is, to every fandom, there are mundanes. You aren't a fan of everything, therefore you are a mundane to everyone. Mundane is one of the rudest words. Mundane suggests that you are boring, dull, unimaginative, drab, everyday, average, and most of the people that I know described as mundanes are anything but. Mundane is a stupid word from an old time that needs to go away. It is rude, and if you're rude to people, guess what? They don't like you. So if you see somebody that says they want to freak the mundanes, just smack them back then. And then tell them why. Tell them that they earned it and tell them how they earned it.